Om Shanti. A very good morning. Let's take a couple of moments to stabilize ourselves and be ready to listen to the Murli dated 3rd December 1983. The title of this Murli is The Elevated Fortune of the Brahmins of the Confluence Age. Today, the father, the jewel merchant, is seeing his children who are businessmen. All of you children have made a deal. With whom have you made a deal? And with which of you have made a deal? Baba is asking, with whom have you made a deal? And which of you have made a deal? In terms of the world, you are very innocent children. But you innocent children have recognized the cleverest of all Father. In the terms of the world, you are very innocent children. But you innocent children have recognized the cleverest of all Father. So, does that make you innocent or clever? So when children have found the cleverest of all Father and they are innocent, and Baba's asking, does that make you innocent or does it make you clever? In contrast to the people of the world who consider themselves to be clever in many things, all of you are considered to be innocent. But you call all of them innocent because don't have the understanding or cleverness to know the cleverest Father of all. In contrast to the people of the world who consider themselves to be clever in many things, all of you are considered to be innocent. Why does Baba say that? Because being in the social world, some of them are clever, they are smart, smart to find out their ways and have different approaches, but the children have found the Father, and they found the Father because they are innocent. They don't have the understanding or cleverness to know the cleverest Father of all. You children know the roots, whereas they are going into the expansion. The children know the roots, whereas they are going into the expansion. All of you have attained multi millions from the one, whereas those people are still counting the millions and billions. All of you, all the children have attained multi millions from the one. So these children have not gone, have not been clever in the social world to run after the millions and billions of the so called wealth, but they have attained multi millions in terms of blessings, in terms of sustenance, in terms of belongingness to the Father. In that way, they have attained multi millions. Who attains the eye of recognition, which is also called the eye of elevated knowledge, every cycle? Who attains that eye of recognition in every cycle? All of you innocent souls. Those people remain lost whilst searching in the expansion of questions such as what, why. If not like this, ऐसे नहीं, then how, then कैसे. Whereas all of you said, Mera Baba, he alone is my father. They told that to him and made a deal with the jewel merchant. Very nicely, Baba has given this example of comparing the limited wealth with the unlimited wealth, the limited wealth of possessiveness, of all the possessions, versus the unlimited wealth of belongingness to the Father. And who belongs to the Father does not have questions like what, why, aise nahi to kaise. Those who have belongingness to the Father, they say, Mera Baba, my Baba, he alone is my Father. Call him the ocean of knowledge or the jewel merchant. He is giving you trayfuls of jewels. And these jewels are of virtues, values, and blessings. You play with those jewels. You are sustained with those jewels. You swing in jewels. You have nothing but jewels. Can you count how many jewels you have received? At Amrit Vela, as soon as you open your eyes, you celebrate a meeting with the Father and play with jewels. Do you not? What business do you do throughout the day? You do the business of jewels, do you not? You count the points of the jewels of knowledge in your intellects, do you not? So you are the businessmen who deal in jewels and the masters of jewel minds. The more you use them, the more they increase because these are divine jewels. The more you use them, the more they increase. To make a deal means to be very prosperous. So you have, so have you learned how to make a deal? Have you made a deal or are you going to make a deal? Are you businessmen number wise or are all of you number one? The aim of all of you is number one, but someone who is number one would keep himself so constantly busy with the jewels that he wouldn't have time or have any time for seeing, listening to, or thinking about anything else. There are no distractions. There are no worldly needs. There is no greed. The aim of all of you is number one. But someone who is number one would keep himself so constantly busy with the jewels that he wouldn't have any time for seeing, listening, or thinking about anything else. The moment there is any kind of unsettlement or upheaval that you experience in your system, in your soul, that means the mind has got distracted behind the worldly pleasures. Even Maya would see that he was busy and would go away. When you have no time to either see, listen to, or think about anything else. And then Maya would see that he was busy and would go away. He wouldn't need to make the effort of repeatedly chasing Maya away. Today, Babdada was seeing all the very important children who call themselves knowledgeful and seeing what they were doing. They have the understanding of many things, but not of one particular thing. He was seeing the Brahmin children in contrast to them. Babdada too was singing a song when he saw the difference between the two types. You too sing that song. Brahma Baba used to love that song. Babdada was singing that song about you children. Vijit Pai played a lovely song. कहाँ मिलेगा ऐसा प्यार. Today, Father Brahma was singing that with a lot of playful intoxication, that is masti. How innocent and lovely you sweet children are. What do children do? They play, they have fun, they have masti. That is why we love children. We love children for the liveliness, for the innocence. Just as all of you sing it about the Father, so the Father also sings this song about you children. Who else would sing this song for you children? Who finds you sweet and who loves you? This awareness makes you constantly humble and enables you to remain stable in the intoxication of your self respect. There is no harm caused by this intoxication. This is a healthy intoxication. Do you have this much intoxication? For half the cycle, you sang songs about God, and now God is singing songs about you. Throughout the Kalpa, as you move from Satyug to Treta, Treta to Dwapar, and you get into the world of worshipping the deities, the Devi Devtas, then the Mahatmas, the Gurus, we get into singing praises. But now, in this confluence age, it is Baba who's singing songs about you. Seeing both types of children, Bapdada feels both mercy and love for them. Today, Father Brahma was especially remembering the unknown children of Bharat and the lands abroad. People of the world call them VIPs. whereas the Father calls them VIP, which means a very innocent person. In the social world, VIP means very important person, whereas Baba calls them VIP as very innocent person. This is how he sees them. You are saints and they are innocent. But now you have to give them a drop. Do you know how to give them just a drop? In your line, is there number at the back or at the front? What do you think? And as Baba said this, conducted a drill of silence. Give them, give the special power of silence to those souls in this way. Now they have the thought that they should find some support or some new path. Their desire is now being awakened. It is now the duty of all of you to show them the path. Unity and determination are two ways in which you can show them the path. The good wishes of the gathering will become instrumental in giving those souls the fruit of their loving feelings. The good wishes of the gathering will become instrumental in giving those souls the fruit of their loving feelings. The pure thought of all of you will create the thought in those souls to carry out an auspicious task. Adopt this method from now on. Even so, a big task is successful when everyone's pure thought is offered. Even if there's a big task, and it might look challenging, but it becomes successful when it has the power of everyone's pure thoughts. Babdada asks, do you understand? Babdada says to everyone, let no child be deprived of anything. All of you have become prosperous, have you not? Babdada is saying, let no child be deprived of anything. That much you give with purity. All of you have become prosperous. Because when you give with purity, it doesn't deplete, it multiplies. To the great businessmen who make an elevated deal, to the master jewel, to the master jewel merchants who are constantly sustained by jewels and play with jewels, to those who are extremely loving, constantly cooperative, long lost and now found children, who have the eye of recognition of the Father, to the constant servers who constantly sing the song of My Baba, to such special souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. To the great businessmen who make an elevated deal, to the master jewel merchants who are constantly sustained by jewels and play with jewels, to those who are extremely loving, constantly cooperative, long lost, and now found children who have the eye of recognition of the Father, to the constant servers who constantly sing the song of my Baba to such special souls. Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And from us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to a dear sweet Bap Dada. Bap Dada is meeting a group, and to start with, he's meeting the Madras residents, now Chennai, but at that time it was Madras. All of you have zeal and enthusiasm, do you not? All of you have the same zeal and enthusiasm in your mind about how to reveal the Father, do you not? You are now also preparing the stage. You are preparing the stage to hoist the flag of revelation. All others also hoist physical flags, but what flag will you hoist? Will you hoist a material flag? What will you do? That is just in name. But what is the real flag that you will hoist? The flag that you will hoist will be that of revealing the Father. You will hoist the flag which will spread the sound that the Father has come. You're making preparations for this, are you not? Let all souls who are deprived receive light and be shown the path. This is the effort that all of you make and have to make in the future too. If you spread this wave from now on, you will be able to spread this wave everywhere at that time. You have made such preparations, have you not? Always think that you will do what hasn't yet happened anywhere else and show everyone. You have to do something new. The new thing is to let all souls receive the introduction and think, say, and experience that the Father has come. Acha, question: what is the greatest treasure of all through which knowledge and yoga can be recognized? What is the greatest treasure of all through which knowledge, gyan, and yoga can be recognized? The answer is the greatest treasure is happiness. No matter how much knowledge and yoga you have, if you haven't attained happiness, then there isn't proper knowledge. No matter what situations comes in front of you, you haven't your happiness mustn't disappear. You have received imperishable treasures from the imperishable Father, and your happiness can therefore never disappear. You have yoga, but if there isn't happiness, that yoga is not accurate. Means there is some kind of a distraction or an attraction into something worldly. If you can't have happiness, you have yoga, but if there isn't happiness, that yoga is not accurate. While you are sitting in meditation or while you're remembering the Father, if you don't get the intoxication of happiness, means there is something that is distracting you. Seeing your happiness, others should ask you what you have found. This is the means to reveal knowledge and yoga. This is the way to reveal your Gyan and your Yoga. The knowledge of the Father, your remembrance of the Father shows up in your dharanas, in your practices, and in your seva, in your divine services. Next question is, on the basis of love, for whom will obstacles automatically end? On the basis of love, for whom will obstacles automatically end? The answer is, remain absorbed in love for the one Father and none other, and obstacles will not be able to stay. The presence of light is the absence of darkness. Here, the presence is of being absorbed, remaining absorbed in love of the one Father and none other. And the absence of darkness will show up in the way the obstacles not being able to stay. If there are obstacles, there cannot be love. Let obstacles come, but they shouldn't influence you. When you become a soul who creates an impression on others, others cannot influence you. When you become a soul who creates an impression on others, others cannot influence you. For instance, no matter how much someone tries to hide the sun, it cannot be hidden. It constantly shines. In the same way, no influence can pull any unimpressionable soul under its influence. To remain absorbed in the love of the one Father and none other is the special experience of the confluence age. So today's practice and the practice from today, whatever we have been doing, consciously practicing being absorbed in the love of one Father, and no one else. Let's all take this up as a practice of constantly breathing the experience of being in remembrance, thinking, speaking, and acting in remembrance of one Father and no one else. The next question is, what is the sign of the elevated confluence age actors? The answer is, elevated actors play a part with the highest on high Father. No matter how much effort others make for so many births, they cannot become elevated actors such as yourselves. They cannot become great souls and religious founders. They are messengers, whereas you are the children. There is as much difference as that between day and night. Do you constantly keep your elevated fortune in your awareness? Or do you sometimes forget it and remember it at other times? Since you are the children, how could you forget? Do children ever forget their parents? I'm talking about the Satyugi children, that is, us Brahmin souls. Yes, in the Kali Yuga, the children do forget their parents. But since we are the divine children of the Divine Father, how could we forget our Father? Since you receive an imperishable inheritance, remembrance too is imperishable. Whilst you were sitting at home and without your making any effort, the Father Himself came and gave you His introduction and made you belong to Him. See, we feel we found the Father. No, the Father found us. Whilst you were sitting at home and without your making any effort, something happened and you were pulled out from your home, the Lokik home, and you were taken to this world. The Father Himself came and gave you His introduction and made you belong to Him. Otherwise, you were wandering around. You didn't have His introduction. You didn't know His real form, and you considered whoever came in front of you to be the Father. An elder brother can be equal to the Father, but you cannot receive an inheritance from a brother. Because of not having recognition, you continue to look for Him. You looked in idol worships, you looked in other souls, because you are hunting for Him. And because of not having recognition, you continue to look for Him. The Father has now given you His introduction, and so your searching has ended. You have now claimed all rights. Therefore, continue to distribute whatever you have received so far. Now that the hunt is over, now that you found the treasure, the ultimate treasure, continue to distribute whatever you have received so far. Because as much as you distribute, that much it will grow. Acha, O Shanti. Let's take a couple of moments to reflect in the learnings of this wonderful Murli with deep learnings, and then come back with what we have got. Okay, you can unmute yourself and share.
Okay. Um, Baba says the elevated portion of the Brahmins. So we have received so much of jewels. We have become jewels merchant. and we are doing business now. So every day we are getting jewels. The jewel merchant is giving us so much every day, and this knowledge is helping us to keep a lot of zeal and enthusiasm, keeping us move forward. And this also keeping us busy, so that we don't really go to the outside world. We Papa is giving us so much here with which we can make ourselves busy. Right? That will help us to stay away from Maya. So Maya cannot come because whenever Maya sees us, we are busy playing with its knowledge. And so Baba would like to see us constantly having this intoxication and maintaining that awareness throughout, or having that self-respect maintained. So, and Baba said this intoxication is good intoxication, doesn't harm you. So, and we get this only Sangami only at this time. So it's very good to good to hear all this and really intoxicating points. And I've also liked the point that Bada said that VIPs, and it's very innocent people about outside. So now we have to give them something and also make them worthy children, right? Like Baba said, you have to you are saints and they are innocent. Saints means we have the authority of knowledge. We have found the treasure store and taking all the treasures and we are busy with that. So now we also have to donate to be the innocent ones, the VIPs in the world. Okay, so thank you.
Yes, Vijit Bhai. Very nicely Baba has put across the his explanation of VIP. Very innocent people. And yeah, our innocence is our cleverness. We are not clever in terms of how people operate in the social world because we are not using our cleverness to accumulate or gather or to hoard wealth or worldly treasures, but we are clever because we have chosen to become the innocent children of the ever loving Father. Thank you, Vijit Bhai.
Om Shanti Vimeshwar.
Om Shanti.
Highest on high, Father. Highest on high, children. Naturally, the deal has to be the highest. And he calls himself one of the titles, so many titles of Baba. But this jewel merchant, it's something akin to what, even as if he wants to recognize Brahma Baba's original business. And if we read his biography of Brahma Baba as acute, perfect jewel merchant, diamond merchant, I think this also goes in corollary to what Brahma Baba is. Sometimes I think about it. And the question of when Baba said about innocent, he's playing. He's saying they are thinking you are innocent, you are thinking they are innocent. And the way he shifts the onus of innocence. And we say, no, Baba, you are innocent because we always call you Bholenath. So even I like that the way when he's given, but that one thing, why I am different, as always, Baba, I said this, my third eye gets open. I recognize the Father. I have seen the seed and I've gone beyond the seed. I just didn't stop in the seed. I explored the seed. And then I found the jewel. I found something which I knew. I have seen him earlier. I had just lost him in this garbage. Again, he comes down, and then I say, yes, it's a good deal. This is the same person whom I missed. This is my same father, my Baba. I think that one paragraph, if we have to go, and there is so much more we have to still know. We know the jewel merchant Brahma Baba, but I would really love to know more about the jewels. We know what are jewels like. I always use the word IJK, imperishable jewels of knowledge, or the jewel of virtues, or jewels. There are so many jewels. Just one example Baba gave about Amrit Vela. But I was just saying that each of us, we play with different jewels in the real sense. Some of us like sapphire, some of like ruby, some of like diamonds. So I said, Baba, even in Amrit Vela, do you think we are all the same? Don't we play with different jewels? So he has given us a list, but I think we have to still take these jewels, not just put them in a box, but share it with the people and make them realize. This is what I think the 83 Murlis are doing. It's just revelation, revelation, revelation. And here, one more method he has given us, revelation. This was a very deep point which I gave. And just to add one thing, Baba says, you have been singing for half a cycle. But Baba, I told Baba, Baba, we have been singing songs for you, how in the sweet you are, how my dear Baba, for half a cycle. You're only singing this Sangam Yoga. It's only now God is singing for us. So don't you think, Baba, the deal is more on the children? When the question of deal come, I was just also thinking about that song which Baba said, we singing for half a cycle. Then I said, Baba, you're only singing now. Om Shanti.
Very good points that you have highlighted, Giljavan. Thank you. Yes,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
My takeaway from this Murali: remain absorbed in love for one father and none other. It is the special experience of the conference age.
Yes, every thought, every word that comes out of our mouth, and every action that we take is all coming in remembrance of the one Father.
Yes.
And the moment it comes in the remembrance, it becomes prasad. It becomes divine. Why? Because it's gone through the filter of the purity of the remembrance of the Father. So even if there is any kind of an unknown uh, impurity, then like how in water you just turn around a piece of alum and all the dust settles down, all the impurity settle down. We just stir a piece of alum of remembrance of the Father, and all the impurities in terms of our actions, in terms of our whatever we speak, and in terms of whatever we think, it all settles down, and that water becomes pure. So yes, that is the conscious practice that as a homework which I am taking back as well from today. Now, we all have been remembering the Father, but I would see for myself that yeah, at times I remember, then go back uh, to get consumed by Maya. But yes, now constantly taking on remembering the Father is one practice that I am taking. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Vimesh Bhai, can you dwell on that paragraph, which paragraph I'm talking about? what happened, that when he says, do you know how to give a handful? You're saying you're going to take away something to give. Now, I just want to know that cycle of thoughts which Baba has given there. Because I got lost in this long drishti. If you remember, in every Murli, if Baba wanted to say something, he'll just stop. And there would be this miles of silence and drishti. And we children will get lost on it and we would forget even what Baba said before. Same thing I had here. But can you just dwell on the final part where Baba says, give such silence, Baba, a thought comes, and then how they take the thought, and then we give the thought, and what is that unity and determination? If you could just run, because that's a very good action plan for the whole Murli, I think, if you can just run through that paragraph in your style.
Which paragraph you're talking about? I'm just having a look. If you can guide
That
me exactly
VIP,
which.
very innocent person, that
Okay,
paragraph, the fourth or fifth line, when Baba
okay, okay,
stopped the Murli and gave a long drishti after that.
okay. So this is the one where today Father Brahma was especially remembering the unknown children from Bharat and the lands abroad. People of the world call them VIPs, whereas the Father calls them VIP, which means a very innocent person. This is how he sees them. You are saints and they are innocent, but now you have to give them a drop. Do you know how to give them a drop? Just a drop? In your line, is there number at the back or at the front? This is where Baba just puts us. What you're saying that, there is this conducted the drill of silence. Yeah, it would be great to actually have some perspectives coming from uh, the other sisters and brothers. Of course, we will discuss about that, but uh, yeah, anyone? Raki Ben, Ami Ben, anyone? Vinod Bhai? Would anyone like to add anything here?
So one point Baba brings through this whole conversation is to remain in the space of purity. Somewhere in this particular paragraph, he speaks
Remain,
about
sorry, I didn't hear. What does remain?
pure, pure
Pure.
thoughts.
Hmm.
Underline on that space of every thought that you bring in comes with purity, and you spread that vibration to have this being seen, reveal, or have this awareness that purity is the base for anything that manifests in this world. That is one reflection while we're talking about this paragraph. And Babis is giving an action plan of how to serve this world.
Yeah, Baba asks, do you know how to give them just a drop? In your
Can you
line, is the number at the back or at the front? Baba asks, what do you think?
for that he's mentioned that the only parameter for you to check is all what you say, what you think is which is completely pure. And he has said that when you're playing with the jewels, now what I see here,
Hmm.
jewels is the knowledge, the sustenance,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
values, virtues that we get from Baba, which is sustaining us every moment. We are busy with that. Unlike a Lokic businessman would be busy counting his profits and loss and his revenues in the limited world. He's giving us an access to look at the unlimited world, bring that unlimited world through our vibrations in the world, and that will also keep us away from Maya. So there is no effort that one will have to take to keep away from Maya. And he's teaching us a lesson how to be a number one businessman.
Hmm.
So even in Lokic world, if we look at it, a number one businessman would have no time or traces for anything which is waste.
Hmm.
Every
Hmm.
moment is
Hmm.
precious. So
Yeah.
one way
Every
to look
moment,
at
every
it,
moment is calculated. I calculated.
yeah,
Precious as in the social world,
it is
uh,
calculated. Yeah, you rightly said
is
it's well
yeah,
calculated.
it's calculated. Now, how much am I making? Am I making anything? Should I is meeting the other soul? Is it an investment or a waste of time? Isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah. So actually, Baba's given the reflection of that in the earlier paragraph. That's what I was looking when you were sharing your churning. Is that to make a deal means to become very prosperous. So Baba's asking, have you learned how to make a deal? Have you made a deal, or are you going to make a deal? And then, are you businessmen? This is what you said, Rakiban. That are you businessmen number wise, or are all of you number one?
yeah,
If you are number wise, then you are in the back. But if you are number one, then you are in the front, isn't it?
yes,
And the aim of all of us is to be number one. But someone who is number one would keep himself so constantly busy with the jewels that he wouldn't have any time for any distraction in terms of seeing, listening to, or even thinking about anything else. It's like I can think about when Krishna asks Arjun as he was straining his arrow on the bow, that what do you see? Whilst others said many other things, he did not see that he did not say that he sees the fish. He said, I can see the fish's eye because there was no distraction. And actually speaking, attraction comes when there is a distraction. But if there is no distraction, then there's no attraction. It is just merging, it's just oneness, isn't it?
indeed it is. This analogy that you brought in, distraction and distraction. Actually, I was visualizing that thing that whenever there is some kind of disturbance, you get attracted to something very different, which is not serving
Yeah.
you or serving the world.
Yeah, like it says, how we have learned that in Golden Age, there was no concept of, oh, everything was pure. Everything was just what it was because pure came when there was impure. That was the comparison, no? We
Yes,
speak about happiness because the world of sadness or
exit.
unhappiness
Yeah.
exists. Yeah,
Yeah. It's actually the concept of duality, na, in this world. So
yeah.
in Satyuga, there had been always merging of oneness.
That is all that was there.
Yeah.
Like bliss was the only way. There was no there was no comparisons. Now we are using these comparative terms because we have come down to that level of the kalas, where the kalas are 2, 1, 0, or maybe minus, I would say, in the
Yes,
Ghor Kali
true,
Yuga. Yeah,
true,
where
true.
we are comparing and saying that, oh, yeah, earlier I was so happy, earlier I was so peaceful. Why? Because we are actually got into the world of uh, the other side.
Yeah, and also we're looking at everything outside of us, no? Wherein everything has to be
Yes,
within.
yes, yes. Wonderful. Yes, Girjaben, see what your question did. It just led to this
No,
wonderful.
yeah, I like that. When you were saying no attraction and all, I was just thinking about those small children. Have you seen them playing with dolls or Barbie house or mother, father, and all?
Yeah,
They'll be playing
yes,
right down in the house in the hall, but nothing
yeah,
else exists outside for them. Put them
nothing.
anywhere, but they are so much into that game of playing with dolls or playing as mom. When we were young, we used to play as mummy, daddy. The daddy goes out. That's a game. So here, if you are saying about playing with jewels, then just a small, humble question for me: how can I see the people who are front or behind to whom I have to give drops? What is that which I have to create in my mind away from busy to look at them? Just that I would like to know, Om Shanti.
I think what Sister Jitna pointed out is what she got for herself is that just be merged in the remembrance of one. That's it. I mean, once that is there, like how Baba gave the analogy of the sun, that the sun doesn't need to do anything to spread its light. It's just there. So the same way when you are merged in the remembrance of one, the other things just start falling into place. Like if there's a light which you put on, you don't have to consciously uh, take off darkness from any corner because everything gets lit. So rather than going into the efforts of what not to do or undo, all that we need to do is get into the remembrance of one. Problem solved. That's what my perspective is. All right. In the interest of time, let's take a minute to complete this Murli, the learnings from this Murli. And let's all deep breathe. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe in the experience of love. Breathe in the experience of bliss. And breathe in the feeling of belongingness to one Father. And breathe out all that weighs us down, that is not required, that we may have unconsciously or subconsciously accumulated and burdened ourselves through the years. Let there be a smile into every sense of your soul and your body, which gives us the experience of intoxication of being one with the Father. Mera Baba dusra na koi, just you, the one. You are my treasure, which is much, much, much beyond any of the worldly treasures that I may have accumulated. In the remembrance and the belongingness to the Father, and the Father belonging to us, I stay in cherishing the experience of being one of the most wealthiest souls at this moment in time of the conference age. As I orient myself and stabilize myself into this learning, into this experience of belonging to the Father, everything around me just starts to fall in place. Thank you, Baba, for reaching out to me, to finding me, and to take me in your canopy of protection, in your sustenance. Thank you. Om Shanti. See you all tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.